Okay.
Something really.
Okay, so you came for Iboga treatment in Cape Town, so how was it for you?
Well, it was quite an interesting experience. Took the stuff on about Tuesday. I don't know which one is. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
I don't know if you want me to tell a bit of background or just go straight into my experience or.
No, whatever you feel like. Whatever you feel like.
Well, I'd actually heard about iboga a long time ago, and it was something when it's something that I've always been quite fascinated with the idea of trying, and also having an addiction problem, and actually being sort of told basically how to go for treatment and that I need to go to rehab or whatever. I looked into this as an option, and I came down to Cape Town and tried it out, and it's actually worked out really amazingly. Feeling a hell of a lot better. I've had no desire to use. I've had no withdrawal symptoms, and I had quite an amazing actual experience. The hallucinations themselves were actually a very short time, although they probably did last longer than it seemed. But subjectively, it seemed like a very relatively short experience. And basically, within about an hour of actually ingesting the iboga, started feeling very, very, very heavy. I couldn't get up at all. I couldn't move. And then same, everything went like really like red, as though a red curtain had just descended in front of me. And then the patterns started forming in the curtain, in this redness, and gradually shapes started coming out of it. At first it was like sort of geometrical shapes, like round and elongated, and they became like sarcophagi almost. That's pretty much what they were. They were coming out of the curtain, but there was like lines of like rows of them, one after the other, coming out. And gradually they took more and more shape, and they actually became people. But at first, like dead people. But then they started. After a while, it started, and that went on for a while. And it's like these like bodies going, a line of bodies going past, and then they started becoming more upright and actually be alive, but extremely old. They weren't all old. There were amongst them there was some young people, but most of them were extremely looked like they were about like 200 years old, like really wrinkled and really old. And they basically just ignored me and were like filing past me. And eventually some of them started taking notice of me, and they started coming over and talking to me. And I had no idea what they were saying to me. I was really frustrated by the fact that I couldn't understand them, because I felt that they had like really important things to tell me. And there were a couple of groups of people that kept coming back. Mm-hmm. You know, there was one old man and one old woman who kept coming to me on their own. But there was also another older man who had a little girl with him. And there were one or two other guys. There was another bigger group of people, of about 5 people, which had a whole range of different people. And they kept coming back to me, and then they'd go away, and then they'd come back, and they'd try and talk to me. And so the old man particularly kept trying to come close to me and trying to tell me something really urgently, but I couldn't understand what he was saying. He'd come closer and closer, and I was actually quite intimidated, and I was sort of like backing away. And eventually I sort of tried to communicate back to him, first mentally, and nothing happened. But then just sort of smiling and waving, he started becoming more and more friendly, but still very urgent. And then he actually came up to me. He actually felt like he went through me, spiritually, physically went like right through me. One of the other guys, the guy with the little girl, he was trying to give me something. I think it was a coin or something like that. He was trying to give it to me, and I kept trying to take it, and I couldn't get it. I couldn't take it from him. But then I think at one stage I bent down and I tried to like pat the little girl, and then after that he also went through me, and then I didn't see him after that. Once it went through me, I didn't see them again. Coming to me, and then eventually they'd go through me, and then once they'd gone through me, and then that went on for a while, and you know, my memory is a bit hazy about a lot of it, but that's the gist of it. And eventually I remember a whole lot of them gathered together, and it was like, come on, they wanted me to go with them, and it was like they had more they wanted to take me and show me something more, or they wanted me to go with them, but I couldn't go with them. It was like a barrier. It was like I couldn't move into their world. They were separated from me. And I was actually, and one by one they started leaving, and it was by, and they were actually, when they left, they were all quite friendly and sort of waving and like, come with us. And then eventually the last car left, and I was left there by myself. And I actually felt quite disappointed at that time. I thought, I actually felt like I'd failed, that I'd done something wrong, that I hadn't fulfilled a task, or I hadn't somehow I'd done something to disappoint them, that I should have gone with them. But on reflection, I think that's not really true. I think that's basically that was. I don't know. I still don't know what they were trying to tell me. I still don't know what it was all about. But it's left me feeling that experience has left me feeling very innovated, and as though I've had